Hey, this is Uncensored with Cesar, and I'm here with my guest, Daniel from Eglamour Photography.
Yay!
How are you
No,
today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. So I have well, first of all, can you tell me about yourself? What do you do?
Okay. Well, my name is Daniel. My company name is Eglamour Photography. I'm a celebrity photographer. So I have contracts with different celebrities, and I do their personal photography so they can pretty much what's the word I'm looking for? Censor their media per se. Like they can control their media, the media content that goes out.
And what celebrities have you worked with? Like, who has been your favorite celebrity so far?
So far, Brandy and Ray J are my favorites, but I've worked with countless, like Justin Timberlake, Denzel Washington, Whitney Houston.
So you worked with Whitney Houston?
I've worked with Whitney Houston.
And how was that?
It was amazing. She's such a sweetheart. I loved her. Yeah.
That I didn't know you worked with her. I seen you always work with a bunch of different other celebrities, but I never.
Yeah, I've worked with Tyga, Lil Wayne, just a whole bunch.
And I have seen on your Instagram, because I do follow you on social media. So I did see on your Instagram you have been with Ray J a couple times doing video shoots and all this other stuff.
Right.
Would you consider you and Ray J to be close friends or just someone you work with?
Absolutely. I've been with Ray J since 2006. So I believe we've developed a close friendship. Like, we're a family now.
Like, do you guys hang out outside of?
Absolutely. Yeah, he calls me, and if he needs me to work, then I'll go work. If I want to hang out, I can call him and say, hey, I'm about to come over. And he's like, all right, come through.
And how did you get into photography? Is there a reason behind it, or?
Long story short, there was a girl in the mall. She was a studio manager, and I was 16 and she was 21, but she didn't know I was 16. And we went to McDonald's. We ended up at McDonald's together, and she looks back and she looks me up and down, and then she walks away. So I walk away, and I passed through the photography studio, and she was in there. So I just walked in, like, oh, you guys use Photoshop? She was like, yeah. And then she said, are you working? I was like, no. She said, okay, I'm going to hire you as my photographer because I want you to take me out on a date.
So it was just more of, were you interested in it? Or?
No, not at all.
So that's how it all started?
That's how it all started. And then customers at the studio were asking me, do I do it on the side and stuff like that? And I was looking at how much the company was making. So I said, I can make that money for myself.
And do you even talk to her anymore, or?
No, she got married.
You sounded heartbroken about that.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was kind of heartbreaking because she was from Texas, so she ended up moving back to Texas when she found out I was 16. She was just like, I can't deal with this, and she went back to Texas to work for the same company. And I hit her up. I moved to Texas, and I hit her up, and we hung out a little bit. I started working again with her, and I was a better photographer. And then I moved back to LA, and I hadn't contacted her. And so recently, actually, that you mentioned it, maybe like 2 weeks ago, I contacted her on Facebook, and I saw her like wedding pictures and stuff.
So you moved all the way to Texas for one girl?
No, not for her. But I remember when I ended up in Texas, I remember that she was there, and I hit her.
And what was one of the longest photo shoots you have done?
The longest photo shoots with Ray J. Because he used to keep me 24/7. So a photo shoot, like photo shoot, lasted like 72 hours.
Are you serious?
No sleep. I had to record everything.
How do you handle that? Like, how do you stay up for that long or even work that long? Because an 8-hour shift is it for me.
This is uncensored?
You could say whatever you want.
Okay.
You're not censored.
It's a lot of coffee and a lot of drugs involved.
Oh, I could see that with Ray J. And is he laid back, or is he very? Because there's a lot of people that are strict, I guess you could say.
No, he's very laid back, humble. He allows you to do your job, work, and as long as you're doing your job and participating in your role on why you're around, then you're pretty much good.
And
Go ahead.
Have you been around him, like, because he's still filming, right, Love and Hip Hop, or is he off that
No,
show?
I actually haven't been around him during his filming. The last filming I was around was for The Love of Ray J.
Oh, okay.
And then after that, I kind of started doing my own thing because my contract with him was kind of over. So then I started booking other celebrities. and just expanding to recently. He contacted me again to get back to working with him.
See, that's what happens when you're good at what you do. Obviously, like you said, you haven't worked with him for a while, and then he contacts you again.
Yeah.
And who was the very first celebrity you worked with?
The very first celebrity?
Uh-huh.
I would have to say Tyga.
Tyga?
Before he was a celebrity.
So how long ago was that?
That was like in 2005. 2000.
Oh, so that was...
Or before. It was, like 2005.
And in 5 years, like, where do you see yourself? Where do you see your brand going?
To the next level. I mean, in 5 years, the way this lifestyle is, I can't even really look past tomorrow because you just never know what can happen. I can, even per se, let's say I have $0 today with this lifestyle, tomorrow I can get a check for $20,000. And,
because working in the industry is...
Yeah.
You don't know what's going to happen.
You'd never know. You never know.
And in a week, how many photo shoots would you say you normally do, or video shoots?
Video shoots I do in a week, maybe like 12, 13 video shoots.
In a week?
In a week. Yeah, it's back to back. Like my schedule, I try to keep it tight.
But you don't put stress on yourself by doing that? Like
No, because I have shooters with me.
So you have a team? I have
a team, absolutely.
And right now, do you have your own, your own studio?
No, I let it go. Actually, it was in Van Nuys on Van Owen. My sign and stuff is still there, but I let it go because I was losing money with the studio.
Really?
Yeah, then gaining money because I was paying. Most people want it on location, or most people want me to go to them, like especially like celebrities. They want me to travel to their house and set up my studio at their house.
So no one was really going to your studio.
Right.
Okay. But so you wouldn't even think about opening another one up, or that was it? You did one and...
No, I did one, and I think I got it out the way. It was just to say that I had it. It's not an interest of mine.
Mm-hmm. And what has been like the most expensive photo shoot you've done or video shoot?
The most that I've charged? Or
you charged, or what you made?
What I made?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. The most expensive was $75,000 because we were there a long time.
So this is something you could actually make a good living off of then?
Oh, absolutely, yeah. My house is paid for cash.
So your
photography.
House is paid off?
Off.
Nothing. You don't owe nothing?
Property taxes every year.
And how old are you?
31 going on 32.
So how do you feel knowing like, okay, you're set, you have a good thing going for you, have a house that's paid off, pretty much anything you make goes towards you.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
Relaxed. I feel relaxed. It's a good feeling.
And so, okay, so people not even starting off, would you just say, because there's obviously a lot of people that want to do this, but I hear that sometimes like the industry's fading out for this kind of business. Mm-hmm. So is that true that it is fading out, or
it's not fading out? I just think it's more people trying to do it. Like there's not enough like professionals. There's a lot of people with cameras that can just, the cameras, they make it so easy now. You just put it on a setting and just does the job for itself.
So do you feel that like, okay, how iPhone's coming out with all these phones and all these new things with the camera?
Right.
Are you scared that eventually that's going to make your business die out?
No, I'm not scared because at the end of the day, the phone is only going to give you a certain quality, and it's just going to give you a certain reach as far as what you can do with it. When you know what you're doing, like that's why they say only the strong survive and legends never die, because it's all a revolving circle. So it's not going to be, a dying art just because a phone can do the same things. But it's a matter of how you do it.
And what's the difference between what you can do and what like a phone can do? Because like I have, even on commercials, they're obviously promoting themselves, but you see how good those quality pictures are on commercials or just what people take out off of Instagram. Because there's a lot of celebrities that do use their phone just for pictures.
Yes, I know, and the difference in what I can do is the post. The post work. Like, anybody can shoot it, anybody can take the picture or hit record. That's a no-brainer, But what you do after, like my editing, my lighting, like the camera, when you let the camera do what it wants to do, it's not going to give you what you want it to do. As far as like, if I see something, I can get the camera to do exactly what I see versus what it wants to do.
And when you do a photo shoot, do you normally have a vision? Do you sit down and have a talk with the people like, oh, what do you want? And then you create the vision, or when you're just on set?
A little bit of both. A little bit of both. Like I can, they can give me the idea and then I can bring it to life. Or when we're on set, like we just try different things and just depending on who I'm working with, just try and see what we get.
Yeah, because I worked with you on set one time, not my photo shoot, but obviously you know whose. And I seen you just, we could use this couch, we could use this wall. So you were just kind of going off of what you thought would look good.
Right.
And do you get that a lot to where you had to just go and...
Yeah, most of the time. Because I feel like you're hiring me as a professional. You don't know what you want. So I'm going to give you what you want and I'm going to tell you what you want. And I think that's another thing that my experience sets me apart from what the phone can do.
Okay, I see where you're going with that. You're still on the phone situation. You got pissed about that.
Yeah. I don't like that phone. No, because recently somebody opted to shoot a music video on a phone over hiring me.
I don't know how that would have turned out. I don't like watching. If I hate to say it, I know people don't have that type of money starting off to even invest in something, but I cannot. If your video is very low quality or your pictures or something, I'm sorry, I'm not going to view it just because it's true. I see it all over like Google or when, you could Google how to start off or something. The very first thing it says is make sure your quality is good.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. I agree 100%.
How do you look at other people? Like when you look at other people's art, photography or pictures, do you judge it like, you could have done this or you?
No, I don't.
No, I feel like you do.
No, I don't. I mean, I don't. I catch myself not wanting to do that because everybody's art is different. I can't tell you that your art is wrong. You know what I mean? Like just like anybody can tell me they don't like that picture, but that's my art. You can't tell me that it's wrong. You know,
because other people might not like your stuff, but obviously you're doing it.
Right.
And so you meet all these famous people. You're a celebrity, a photographer. When you meet them, do you still get nervous, or are you just more of a laid back when you meet them? How do you get?
I'm at first I was, it's like, oh my God, these are people I grew up watching, and now I'm here. Now it's like, I expect them to know who I am.
I mean that's good. That's a good mindset to have though, because obviously if they don't know who you are, then how do they get in contact with you? How did they find out to even work with you in the first place?
Exactly. Why am I there?
True.
So that's how I see it.
And do you like what you do, or would you?
No, I love what I do.
Something else.
Oh no, I love what I do, but I am looking into the restaurant business, owning like a couple restaurants.
And how? So, you restaurants. So do you like to cook?
I love to cook.
What can you cook?
I can cook anything.
Anything? I could say anything, and it's just gonna be cereal or something.
Well, I create different stuff. Okay, like I can cook any Italian dish. I can cook Mexican dishes. I can cook Nicaraguan dishes.
So what would your favorite thing to cook?
My favorite? I mean, it's the most simple thing to cook. It's a cup of noodles. No,
no, that's not simple because there's times where I don't put some water in there and I do burn it. That's not simple.
No, lemon pepper chicken enchiladas are my favorite.
I never heard of those.
I know. Because I cook it.
So you came up with that yourself?
No, I took it from somebody else, another photographer.
You be on Pinterest?
No, one of my close friends or former close friends.
No, they're not your friend no more. You'd be stealing their ideas.
No, because they stole my ideas. They were a singer first.
Okay.
And then they chose to jump into photography.
Well, because obviously singing wasn't working out for them.
Right. Exactly. Message.
So, what kind of restaurant would you open up, though? What would your theme be? Would it be like with the bar? Would it be Mexican? Would it Italian?
Probably Italian, because I find a lot of people like Italian food. Like you can never go wrong with pizza. You can never go wrong with pasta and beer. Wings.
Beer. On a scale of 1 to 10, how do you rate your cooking? Honestly, maybe like a 9, because there's things that I can improve or things that I can learn how to cook. Like my weakest is breakfast food. What, breakfast?
I don't eat breakfast food, so I don't know how to cook it.
Why? You don't wake up early enough?
No, I wake up early. I just don't like eggs.
You don't?
I don't like bacon.
That's how I prefer not to eat breakfast. I don't know why. It messes, when I eat breakfast, it messes up my stomach. I don't know why. I would rather not eat it.
Yeah, that's same here.
I eat hot fries and Monster for breakfast, and
Oh,
that's
dang.
really bad.
That's bad.
Okay. How long have you been doing this? Like
13 years.
13 years.
13 years professionally, yes.
What is the best part about it? What would you say is the best part about it?
The best part about it is being able to travel with something so small, like a camera, and make a lot of money and see a lot of places in the world without you having to pay for it.
What places have you traveled to so far?
I've been to Canada, I've been to Europe, I've been to Venezuela, I've been to Nicaragua, Mexico, all over the U.S. and Australia.
Are you serious? And how do you...
all this from photography.
So you work with big, obviously big names, but have you worked with like Nike, Adidas?
No. The biggest thing I've probably worked with are major publications, like major magazines. Mm-hmm. That's as far as, oh, you know what? I just did a product, Vontae Products. He's huge in the hair industry. Like every salon that you go into has his product.
And so when you do those kind of things, product, what do you shoot? Do you actual people, or do you shoot just their product by itself? Like, let's say the hair.
Depending on the client. I just shot also for Quick Nick Braids.
Mm-hmm.
She's a huge hair braider in Hollywood as well. She does Master P. She does Christina Milian. She does who else she do? Romeo. I mean, a whole bunch of people as well.
I think that's crazy how she's a hair braider.
Right.
How you could make a living off of doing something like that, like braiding hair.
She has a big old house too.
You've been there?
Yeah, the big old backyard with the pool. Like, it's huge. Off of braiding hair. So
let me go YouTube a tutorial. I'm about to do it right
now.
I need to make
she's looking for an intern actually. If you want to learn
to braid hair.
Yeah.
And where have you traveled to that you would like to move to? Like one of your favorite places?
Puerto Rico.
Have you been there before?
I've been there before, and I'm going back in August.
For work or to visit?
To visit. It's one of those places you just go to visit, you know, and then have fun. But I think I would like to live there.
And where do you live right now?
I live in Fontana, California. Dang.
Dang, how to do all that.
And I like to travel to Ensenada.
Where is that at?
Mexico.
I don't know.
Baja.
Yeah, that's why I don't know where that's at. And who is one person that you have not yet worked with, but you do hope one day you will?
Miguel.
Yeah.
Miguel and Bruno Mars. I'm gonna get them. Coming for y'all.
And how do you reach out to these people,
No,
or do they reach out to you?
They reach out to me. I just do my thing. I do my work, and I let people want to work with me. I learned that from Michael Jackson. If you think about Michael Jackson's collaborations, maybe you can only think about 5 or 10 at the most in his whole career of music. His collaborations, because he didn't reach out to people. People wanted to work with him, and he didn't allow that. So what I say is do the work, just like Thriller for Michael Jackson. Okay, he felt that nobody was gonna like that video, but because he liked it, he did it for himself, just so he can say that he made a movie. Kind of, it was like the #1 song ever,
and video,
and he expected people not to like it. Like people were saying, no, that's kind of weird. You know, because stuff like that. But.
And what do you prefer to do, pictures or video?
I prefer to do pictures, but I prefer to edit video.
So you don't like to actually film the video. You just want to get the footage from someone and you want to edit it.
Yeah, absolutely. If I can do that, it's great. I can get in my creative zone.
How are you with editing?
I'm okay. You know, obviously I started with pictures, so I mastered that. Video editing, I still have a lot of things to learn, but I'm decent. I can get away with it.
And how did you learn all the things you know about it now? Like
observing. Like how I learned video editing. I observed somebody editing music. It's kind of weird, but it's the same concept.
And is there different ways you could get different shots? Like I seen pictures on Instagram. I don't know if they're real pictures, but where the photographer gets on the floor. He's on the floor, like on his back, taking pictures to get an upper shot.
Yeah.
Is that something you do?
Yes.
So you get on the floor.
I get on the floor. I go to war.
And you don't care how other people look at you.
No.
I mean, I wouldn't either. If I'm making your money, no, I'm not gonna care either. I'm gonna be on bridges, cars, under cars.
Right. I'm jumping over every car.
Battlefields.
Right. Minefields.
And where did you grow up at?
I grew up in Los Angeles, California.
Okay, so you grew up
down the street from here, not to, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, look where you made it.
I'm Vernon and Hoover. Yeah.
And so do you want to stay here? Would you like consider moving to New York or something?
I've lived in New York.
Oh, you lived there.
I've lived in Texas. I've lived in Atlanta. I just got back from Atlanta. I've lived in all over Texas, actually. And I've lived in, that's it. I think those are the only places. And I want to go to Oregon next.
What's there? Nothing?
Beautiful, beautiful places to shoot at.
You don't look towards more of places to where you're gonna make the most money. Like obviously, you could probably make money in like Atlanta, good money. New York, you don't consider that kind of stuff.
No, because I think because I'm set now.
Mm-hmm.
Like I mean, I can get too comfortable, but I don't. I reached my goals as far as what I wanted. You know what I'm saying? Like as far as what I wanted to reach, I reached them, and now I'm just breezing through.
Do you want to move up, or are you okay? Do you consider yourself okay where you're at right now in the industry?
No, it's never okay. I mean, no matter what level you get to. I know a whole bunch of millionaires, like multimillionaires, that are still not content and want to make more money. It's just like, it's for me, it's a certain reach that I'm not gonna spend. Mm-hmm. But I also think it comes from not having kids. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't have any kids right now. And so I'm my only motivation.
Would you say having a kid would put you at a complete stop?
No, I think
of what you're doing, or do you think it will motivate you more to go and do what you're doing just so you could support the kid?
I think it would definitely motivate me to go harder.
But you don't think it would stop your travel? It would stop the time you're out on the field doing what you're doing?
No, because I can bring my kid with me.
Have a nanny. That makes sense. But you work with a lot of people that are in the hip hop industry.
Uh-huh.
Like you said, there's drugs involved. There's all this stuff involved. So you would take a kid there.
It depends on who I'm working with.
Mm-hmm. Well, not everyone does it.
Not everybody does it. Yeah, so yeah, I would take a kid there. Depending on who, not to where the drugs and stuff are. Trying to get CPS to take my kids already.
Right, they're already about to start investigating it. Right. And what is one of the craziest photo shoots you have done so far?
The craziest photo shoots? I think the naked ones are always craziest. I had one client. She wanted a naked photo shoot for her husband, but she brought her husband. So her husband was there watching. He was very supportive and encouraging, and then out of nowhere, it just like turned into like a porn scene.
That it doesn't get awkward for you, like just. I mean, to me that'd be awkward. How am I gonna sit here and then take pictures of a naked person, be looking at it, and just I don't know. How do you feel about it? Because I can't get my thoughts out.
I get creative with my lighting. That's when my creativity really comes in, and that's when like the dark and the shadows and like the dark lighting comes out, because me being able to control my lighting, I can hide body parts without really hiding them. If that makes sense, no? Okay, so if it's a certain spot that the light is hitting, if the light is not hitting, like let's say the chest area, then you won't see it on the camera.
So you would only.
I would
It's kind of like a shadow,
right? I would set my camera to read the light and not what everything else.
And have you worked with, let's say, a naked model, but a heavy set person?
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I don't know how it's not awkward to you. I mean, I know it's your work, it's what you do, but to me, I just can't.
I think it's just the 13 years of experience that it's not awkward anymore. At first, I mean, it was, because it was just like, well, You know, what are we promoting, or what am I taking pictures of, or how do I pose you, stuff like that. But now I mean, I've always had a business mindset, so it's always business to me. Like it's not, it doesn't arouse me or anything if I see somebody naked. It has to be one-on-one interaction. Like when I'm working, like my pervertedness is out the window.
And how do the models feel? Obviously, they must be comfortable around it because they want it done.
They're comfortable. Most of them are comfortable. Some are uncomfortable until they see that I'm professional, until they see that I'm directing them and helping them. Then they start getting comfortable, and I always try to find out what the reason for the photos. I have to find out, like, why are you taking these photos? Like one of the girls, she said she wanted her husband to look at these photos like he looks at the girls in the pornos. So he wanted to be his porn star because he was looking at porn. So he was, I guess, lusting over girls in the videos. So she wanted him to lust over her. So she hired me to do her photos. So I said, you got to do porno stuff for him to look at you like one of the girls in the photos.
Wouldn't that make her think, obviously, she's not doing something right? If he has to watch some things and...
I don't know how she thinks.
She should go back and rethink her a little.
Too late now, but that's the same client that brought her husband. And they started...
they started doing bad things.
Right. You know, she was in a pose, and he kind of, I guess, couldn't help himself.
And in that type of situation, what do you do?
Walk out the room.
Did you return back to that room? Or?
Yeah. I mean, I walk out and then, just let me know when you guys are finished.
I would have took my stuff and be like, you know what, that's it. We're done. Enjoy your time.
Well, I think she was, at first she was uncomfortable. And I guess he was helping her get comfortable. And it helped her because she got comfortable for the shoot.
You got the shot. You got your money. I guess that's all that matters.
Exactly. That's what I'm there for.
And did you go to school for this?
I did not.
Well, you obviously didn't because you said in the beginning that
16. Yeah, I did not. But to the level that I got, I do have to give credit to where I got my knowledge from. And he's another photographer, one of my close friends and mentors. His name is Michael Martin, and Image Unit on Instagram if you want to check him out. He's really dope photographer.
And do you wish you would have went to school for it? Because do you feel there's things in school that you could have learned that you don't know yet?
No. I would have been a waste of money.
So, okay, if there's people going to school for this right now, would you tell them stay in school?
Get out.
You answered my question. Get out? You would say
get out. Yeah.
Yeah, because honestly, I did hear that, that the schooling teaches you only so much, and it teaches you things that you could learn on your own.
Right.
So schooling is kind of just... I'm not trying to tell people to drop out of school or no, go for it. No, no, because a degree helps them get into where they need. Because that's kind of what it all is.
For just, photography, I don't
know.
No,
but not even for that, just for anything.
No, I know a degree helps in certain areas, like medical. Like, yeah, go get a degree.
Yeah,
I agree with that. But for art, like, no.
Have you worked with any clients that has asked you for a degree?
No.
No.
I mean, they look at my work. There's my certification right there.
How do you get started though? Because there's people that don't have the start that you have. They're not as big as you are. How did you get your foot in the door to even work with to even start working with celebrities? Because they say you have to know someone to get in the door.
Yeah, and that's exactly what happened. I had a friend that I helped out while she was homeless. I was helping her out, and she ended up dating one of my celebrity clients' best friend. And she called me and said, "Hey, my boyfriend needs headshots. Can you help him out?" And I said, "Yeah, absolutely. Bring him through." She was like, "But he doesn't have any money." All right, well, if it's your boyfriend, then I'll take care of it. So I did the headshots. He got the role for the movie. He was excited, and he showed the pictures to his best friend, which was a celebrity. And he called me. My friend called me the next day and said, "Oh, my God, the celebrity liked your photos. He wants to meet you." And at the time, I was working on a magazine as well. So once we set up a meeting, and I guess the celebrity got busy, and so he canceled on me. I was like, fine. So then I went out on a date with this girl, and the celebrity called me and said, hey, I need a photo shoot. I was like, oh, okay, yeah, when? I was like right now, can you come? And I was like, yeah, and I left my date. And then, and that's how I got started. That's how I got in the door.
So
it was like a last minute photo shoot, and at the time I was driving a Ford Focus, like a four-door Ford Focus. And the first thing when I pulled up to the house and I saw which celebrity it was, like really like their lifestyle, I was like, I need a new car. And he said, we're gonna get there. Don't worry. Let's just do the shoot. And he says, how much you gonna charge me? And at the time I was charging $300. So I told him, I said, I'm gonna charge you what I charge everybody, $300. And he was like, all right, I'll have a check for you in the morning. And he calls me like at 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning. And he's like, hey, did you pick up your check? I was like, no. He was like, okay, look, I'm about to send you this address and go pick up your check like right now and call me when you get there. So I called him, and he was like, call me before you open the envelope. So I called him when I got the envelope. I was like, called him. And then I opened it. I was like, hey, I said, this is not $300. This is $15,000. And then he was like, yeah, that's for you. Go get you a new car. He was like, I'm going to keep you on the team. And then we wrote up a contract.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
And you were only looking for $300.
$300, yeah.
So does your rates
vary
from working with a celebrity to working just with a normal person that's not in the industry?
My rates don't vary, but I do work with people. So if they communicate with me and they say, hey, look, I know you're expensive, or what are your rates? And then if they say, no, that's too expensive for me, this is what I'm working with. If it's feasible, or then I'll work with them. But if it's not, then if you can't afford it, then you just can't afford it.
Yeah, there's other people out there that take the work.
That will take $50 for a photo shoot.
So what's next for you? What do you have what you're working on already, or is it just as the days go and people call you, you figure out what's next?
Depends. It depends on the month, because sometimes like let's say June, people are working on the movie. They call me now and say, hey, we need to hire you for a movie, or can you do set photos? Or sometimes it's day by day, where it's like, okay, I got this going on, but I know I'm gonna be here, so I contact people and I say, hey, if you're looking for any of my services, I'm gonna be in your area.
Well, that's smart to do then. And what would you tell people that are trying to make it into the industry? What advice would you give them?
Stay true to yourself. Be real, and don't let anything you see influence you. Like, don't let it, like, there's going to be stuff that you see in the industry. Don't let that bother you. Like, you have to be, like, almost heartless. Don't let your emotions get the best of you in this industry, because you can be somebody's best friend one day and get dropped the next.
That's very true. That's true.
So just don't let your emotions get involved.
And where can they find you on your social media?
They can find me on my website. It's eglamourphotography.com, or they can find me at eglamourphotos, and Daniel Gonzalez on Facebook.
All right. And your Instagram, what is? Did you already?
At eglamourphotos.
Oh, it's all the same.
Yeah, everything. Instagram at eglamourphotos.
All right. Well, that is all we have for today. So,
absolutely.
Thank you, Daniel, for even coming down and having the time to.
Oh, no problem. Thank you for having me.
So that would be it. Thank you, guys.
Thanks.